Maybe we'll have to go back and do the first 5 again. While I'm at it, I need to move that out of the way so I can see my stream chat. All right. Here we go. Sonnet 6. Then let not winter's ragged hand defend. A familiar one. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date. Sometime too hot the eye of heaven shines, and often is his gold complexion dimmed. And every fair from fair sometimes declines by chance or nature's changing course, untrimmed. But thy eternal summer shall not fade, nor lose possession of that fair thou oust, nor shall death brag thou wanderest in his shade, when in eternal lines to time thou growst, so long as men can breathe or eyes can see. So long lives this, and this gives life to thee. Oh wow, we can buy followers and viewers, Sylvia. And so of you, beauteous and lovely youth, when that shall fade, my verse distills your truth. And I think 55 is one of my favorites, unless I have that number wrong. Not marble nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory against death and all oblivious enmity. Shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity that wear this world out to ending doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lover's eyes. And I guess since I'm reading it 400 years later, the author is correct. His love still lives in this word. But I think when I think of this one, I think that it's not just the words, it's the concept. And since it was captured through art, it never does die. Sorry, Dick, I got poetic there on my own. I'll get back in my lane. Oh, I remember this one. This is the only one that's like this. Tired with all these, for wrathful death I cry, to behold, desert, a beggar born, and needy nothing trimmed in jollity, and purest faith unhappily forsworn, and gilded honor shamefully misplaced, and maiden virtue rudely strumpeted, and right perfection wrongfully disgraced, and strength by limping sway disabled, and art made tongue tied by authority, and folly, doctor-like controlling skill, and simple truth miscalled simplicity, and captive good attending captain ill. Tired with all these, from these would I be gone, save that to die, I leave my love alone. Some glory in their birth, some in their skill, some in their wealth, some in their body's force, some in their garments, though new, fangled ill, some in their hawks and hounds, some in their horse. And every humor hath. I guess we can judge ourselves in the first 4 lines of that one. Yep. Here's the trick. The forward violet thus did I chide. Sweet thief, which didst thou steal thy sweet that smells, if not from my love's breath, the purple pride which on thy soft cheek for complexion dwells, in my love's veins thou hast too grossly dyed. The lily I condemned for thy hand, and buds of marjoram had stolen thy hair. The roses fearful on thorns did stand, one blushing shame, another's white despair, a third, nor red nor white, had stolen of both, and to his robbery had annexed thy breath, but for his theft, in pride of all his growth, a vengeful canker, eat him up to death. More flowers I noted, yet I none could see, but sweet or color it had stolen from thee. The only sonnet with 15 lines, There's one with 12, 126, but that one, they think it actually had 13 and 14, but it got lost at some point. And 126 is the last of the sequence where he's talking to the young man, and it switches. Sonnet 100. Where art thou, Muse, that thou forgetst to... Love's not time's fool, though rosy lips and cheeks within his bending sickles compass come. Love alters not with his brief hours and weeks, but bears it out even to the edge of doom. If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor man ever loved. Those who've been with me for a while can see my pace has started to slow a little bit. I think we're safely inside an hour, though. Accuse me thus. Here we go. 123. This one's for Grandmama. Just think of 1 Corinthians, Mom. The plaque hanging on your wall for your 50th this year. No time, thou shalt not boast that I do change. Thy pyramids built up with newer might, to me are nothing novel, nothing strange. They are but dressings of a former sight. Our dates are brief, and therefore we admire what thou dost foist upon us that is old, and rather make them born to our desire, than think that we before have heard them told. Thy registers and thee I both defy, not wondering at the present, nor the past, for thy records and what we see doth lie, made more or less by thy continual haste. This I do vow, and this shall ever be. I will be true, despite thy sight and thee. There's time and love and lots of things in there, but I guess the reason it makes me think of 1 Corinthians is when it's all over and there's nothing left, the only thing left is love. And I guess in my analysis of 1, 2, 3, I looked for some translations, and I came to the concept of the Hebrew word ahava. So I was looking for the translation of 1 Corinthians, I think it's 13. Love is patient, love is kind. And I saw in the old King James Version, love is charity. And I thought that was rather strange because we have a view of what love is in today's parlance. But I dug a bit deeper. So I wasn't satisfied with charity. So I looked for other translations of love, and I came across the Hebrew word ahava, which is how it's translated into, if you look at the Jewish Orthodox translation of the Bible, which is odd because it's New Testament. But anyway, and ahava doesn't mean love in the fairy tales sense. It means love in the giving sense, that you really can only experience true love by giving. And so we come to the end of the lovely boy sequence, and you'll see 12 lines only. And we move from here to the dark lady sequence. O thou my lovely boy, who in thy power dost hold time's fickle glass, his fickle hour, who hast by waning grown thy lover withering, as thy sweet self growst in nature, sovereign mistress over rack, as thou goest onward, still will pluck thee back. She keeps thee to this purpose, that her skill may time disgrace, and wretched minute kill. Yet fear her, O thou minion of her pleasure. She may detain, but not still keep her treasure. Her audit, though delayed, answered must be, and her quietus to render thee. Here comes a dark lady. I think it's too simple to divide these up, personally, but I'm no literary historian, so I'll play along. But you thought he was feeling guilty before. Check these bananas out. In the old age, black was not counted fair. Thy fingers walk with gentle gait, making deadwood more blessed than living lips, since saucy jacks are so happy. Talking about her playing the piano and how her fingers dance on the keys, and how he wishes he could dance on her lips as such. At least that's my recollection, having read it once before. And yet, by heaven, I think my love as rare as any she belied with false compare. I would not recommend this as a flirting recommendation. He basically tears her down for the first 12 lines of the sonnet and then says, oh, but never mind. You have the greatest love of all. 6,600 left. Like a fiend from heaven to hell is flown away. I hate from hate away she threw, and saved my life in saying, not you. 2000 is a VO2 max distance for crew. I am not going to have my best 2K today, that's for sure. Woo. Past cure I am, now reason is past care, and frantic, mad, with evermore unrest. My thoughts and my discourse, as madmen's are, at random from the truly vainly expressed, for I have sworn thee fair, and thought thee bright, who art as black as hell, and dark as night. O me, what eyes hath love put in my head? O cunning love, with tears thou keep'st me blind, lest eyes well seeing thy foul faults should find. Canst thou, O cruel, say I love thee not? But love, hate on, for now I know thy mind. Those that can see, thou lovest, and I am blind. Oh, from what power hast this powerful might? If thy unworthiness raise love in me, more worthy than I do, beloved of thee. Love is too young to know what conscience is, yet who knows not? Conscience is born of love. Then, gentle cheater, urge not my amiss, less guilty of my faults, thy sweet self prove. For thou betraying me, I do betray my nobler part to my gross body's treason. My soul doth tell my body that he may triumph in love. Flesh stays no farther reason, but rising at thy name doth point out thee as his triumphant prize. Proud of this pride, he is contented thy poor drudge to be, to stand in thy affairs, fall by thy side, no want of conscience. Hold it that I call her love, whose dear love I rise and fall. Sonnet 154. This is the last one. The little love, God lying once asleep, laid by his side his heart. In flaming brand, whilst many nymphs that vowed chaste life to keep, came tripping by, but in her maiden hand, the fairest votary took up that fire, which many legions of true hearts had warmed. And so the general of hot desire was sleeping by a virgin and disarmed. This brand she quenched in a cool well by, which from love's fire took heat perpetual. growing a bath and healthful remedy for men diseased, but I, my mistress thrall, came there for cure, and this by that I prove. Love's fire heats water, water cools not love. So, thanks everyone. That was it. We've got a wrap. I appreciate everyone sticking in there. So thanks very much for this, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. So I think Jimmy, TKE, Jimmy. I don't know.